How's it going, everybody? It's Mark. It's Thursday, August 22nd, 2024, and I'll do about a 8 to 10 minute video on some lab work that I did, some blood work that I did a couple times this year. I did once in February and once in when was it? I think it was June. Yep. And I want to highlight a couple topics. I'll be going to see a doctor appointment to talk about this results this coming Monday, August 26th. So I'll do a part 1 with a little bit of a preview with my own thoughts and remarks about two particular things that you can see. One of them is highlighted in red, and then the other one is highlighted in green. All right, let's get into it. So again, this would be part 1 of part 2. I'll release part 2 sometime next week. So I did a bunch of blood work, and the top part over here, if you can see my mouse, which I think you can, but it's called hematology, if I pronounce it properly, which is the blood count. And that all looked good. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all the numbers. The second part of it, just below it, seems to be hematology 2, WBC differentials. That was all okay as well. Then there was something that's called ferritin, and I'll come back on this in a minute, but ferritin could be an indication of too much iron in my blood, or it could be related to iron, and it's completely out of spec. It should be between 15 and 275, and it's almost 800, and then it went down just a little bit to 718 without really changing anything what I did. So we'll come back to that, and then if we keep going down, we see routine chemistry. Sorry, I jumped over this part. That part all looks good as well. And so below the ferritin is some of the A1C is kind of like some of the blood sugar stuff that people look at. So that wasn't too bad. At 5.6 could be a bit better. I think 5.8 is pre-diabetic. 6 or over 6 is kind of in the diabetic zone. So mine's been going down a bit. There's creatine, sodium, there's some stuff that wasn't done as well. And if we keep going down further, we'll see the cardiovascular risk over here. And you'll see you'll see the triglycerides, which people don't seem to talk that much about, but that's important to be healthy. Then there's HDL, there's a ratio of cholesterol, and then there's LDL. And I've added a few things because I had the results. I've added some ratios that are important. And I have like the Canadian units on the left hand side, and then for the June results I did a conversion to the US numbers, so in case we have Americans in the group here, so that you can relate to what you get as far as your numbers. But I write them in green because the triglyceride number should be below 1.6, and it's just a little bit over 1. And you can see in the US units it was 90, so I think anything less than 100 or even 120 is pretty good. My total cholesterol is 7 or 8, which is a high number. And then in the US equivalent is like over 300, like 319. My HDL is 1.52 or 1.59, and which is equivalent to 61, which is, I think, not too bad. That one you want to be a little bit higher than lower. That's supposed to be the good cholesterol. Then the LDL is what my doctor is, I think, very concerned with. Like most doctors, it should be less than 2, according to what the book says, and I'm at 5.3 or 6.28. And in the American type of translated numbers, that's 242. So yes, it might seem a little bit high, but you know, and then there's a couple numbers below here. There's triglycerides divided by HDL, and in Canadian units, I think that ratio is supposed to be less than 0.87, and I'm at 0.642, so that's quite good. And for the US numbers, I believe it should be less than 2 as a ratio, and I'm at 1.47. So I'm less concerned with cholesterol because there's a ton of new information out there that says that LDL could be a little bit higher. It could be that it has something to do with the particle sizes. They could be big and fluffy, which seems to be okay. They could be there's a variety of other tests you can do to make sure you don't have any plaque accumulating in your arteries and things of that nature, which is supposedly what having a high LDL may do or may enable. So that's about the cholesterol. About the ferritin, I don't know, because my hemoglobin numbers and everything seems okay. So again, is it just that this ferritin, which I believe is a protein, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's, I think it may carry iron, so it may not have it released yet, but it could be a risk, and apparently for longevity, you really want that number even at 100, not even 200 and something. So, but the concerning thing is the doctor didn't really tell me anything about this. He didn't tell me I should watch what I eat. He didn't tell me I should go donate blood. And he didn't tell me I should reduce my stress and maybe that I shouldn't this, that, or the other thing. So I'm really, really wondering what he's going to talk about when it comes to the ferritin and what I should be doing and my cholesterol. So that's that's part 1. Again, my own kind of investigation tells me my cholesterol is fine. I don't want to take statins. I'm open to doing other tests, but I'm not interested in taking drugs for my cholesterol. And I don't smoke, barely drink, occasionally, almost not even. I eat whole foods. I don't eat processed foods. I exercise. But ferritin, is associated with longevity, and I want to make sure I'm good there. So thanks for listening. I'll let you know what's going on next week. Cheers.